Sup guys, Stardust 977 here today to do JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders episode 22 review. Now, in this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, wow, so Avdol, right? With all of the hints that we've been given from Avdol, no, that we've been given about Avdol returning, that person that we saw in last week's episode, that person that they said that was Avdal's father, but it actually turns out to be Avdal in disguise. Well, that one actually got me. I wasn't necessarily expecting it to be Avdal in disguise, but we finally get to see Avdal. Avdal has returned to the series. He was not dead. It's revealed that when Centerfold stabbed him in his back, it was because of that he looked up and he saw the bullet coming down. So he basically pushed his head back and the bullet just grazed him. He did lose consciousness, yes, but the head wound it didn't enter his brain, it didn't mortally or fatally wound him. So he just had to heal up and get back in full fighting form. And considering the fact that Dio and his cronies, they constantly send stand users after Jotaro and his group, Abdul needed some time out to heal his wounds, because those were some pretty serious wounds. And not just with the traveling, but also with the constant stand user fighting. I'm sure that if they knew that Abdul was alive, they would have used it to some used it as some advantage of sorts to try to hinder Jotaro's group and his progress. So they decided to keep it a secret, which I believe was best, and not tell Polnareff about it, because they knew that if he knew about it, it wouldn't be kept secret at all. So I believe that that was a good move on their part, and finally everything makes sense with how it was explained. But even onto the other part, right? This stand user that they were fighting, right? This dude who was using the stand Judgment, and because this stand was so powerful, so strong, so fast, by the rule of stand users that we've become accustomed to watching this series, we know that the stand user has to be nearby. For a stand to have that much power, that much force, that much ability, it has to be nearby. So they figured out that the stand user was somehow nearby. Avdol came in when Polnareff was being attacked by the clay dolls, and Avdol revealed himself. He completely beat up that clay doll that looked like him. Polnareff stabbed the clay doll that was impersonating his sister, and that Judgment stand, Avdol was the one who basically beat it, because it believed that initially when Avdol was being attacked by that stand, right, he was saying about, oh, if this is how strong you are, then I have no problem at all. But Avdol basically let him know that he didn't come full force at him, because hold on, right, yes, Avdol didn't come full force at him because he had the wound on his back and he was looking out for his wound. He didn't want to reopen that wound, so he pretended that that was the strength that he was normally at. And then he when he decided to show his true strength, the Judgment stand was pretty much overwhelmed and pretty much flustered from that turn of events. So that was a good move by Avdol, in my opinion. Surprising the enemy like that, confusing them, letting them believe something that's not the case, and then completely turning around on them to defeat them. That was excellent. And it also, in other regards, right, after that stand was defeated, they knew that the stand user has to be close by, so they went around and looked, and they saw this dude with, no, they actually didn't see the dude, but they saw a pipe sticking up out of the ground. Avdol played a trick where he put the leaf over the pipe, and then they realized that the dude was struggling to breathe in and then blow it out. And they did some pretty they did some pretty messed up stuff with this dude, right? Peeing into his ear pipe, right? Oh man, that's messed up. So a couple episodes back, right? Couple episodes back recently, that baby stand user was the Grim Reaper stand, right? Kakowin put feces, right? His own feces, his own crap into his food, and he was fed that food. And in this episode, we see this guy basically getting peed on by, or rather getting peed into his mouth by both Avdol and Polnareff. So the episodes they've been going on some pretty kinky stuff lately, some pretty gross out stuff. But I mean, it sucks to be those stand users. That's all I can say. It sucks to be them. But apart from that, when Polnareff came out to the other group of guys and was reintroducing Avdol to them because he was expecting them to be as excited about seeing Avdol again as he was when he first saw Avdol, they come to realize that Avdol, they knew about Avdol's entire situation. He was the only one that didn't know about it because, as I said, they didn't want the secret to get out. So he was saying, why did you guys keep this from me? He was being kind of butthurt for a while, but he got over it, and then it's revealed that they are going to now travel on their way to Egypt in the submarine, which makes perfect sense. I mean, being in a submarine, being underwater, you know, um, their options for getting attacked from Dio's group and his use are very limited, unless Dio somehow knows that they are traveling underwater, which I'm sure that he does. But it's a good move on their part to get in a submarine, so they will finally be able to travel a good amount of distance. But at the same time, it could be their own undoing, because they're only going to be in this confined space under thousands of meters, deep into the sea under tons of water pressure, can be very dangerous if something was to happen to that submarine. Their whole entire life, all of them would be pretty much in jeopardy, in danger. So this is a big gamble on their part, but hopefully it pays off for them. But overall, this was another awesome episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and that's it. That's my review. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.